We're going to look at how to install a website on Rocket.net today. Hello, and this is Les Waller with Financial Independence Now. Let's go ahead and see what this web hosting service has to offer us and how easy it is to install a website. After you've chosen a plan and paid for that plan, you will log in and you will come to your dashboard. You can see the tab up here for dashboard. You'll come up to here to the dashboard, and you can see the dashboard here. And one of the first things, and of course, that you're going to do, you can see here, it also gives you, as a dashboard should, it lets you know that if you upgraded your plan, you could have up to 10 sites. You could, with your current plan, you can have up to 250,000 visitors a month, up to 40 gig of disk usage, and up to 300 gig of bandwidth. So let's go ahead and do the first thing. Let's go ahead and create a site. Step 1, enter your site details. Please enter the name and domain for your site using the form below. For the site location, what you should do for site location here is select a site that is in the epicenter of where your customer market is going to be. Not where you are. If the website speed is slow for you to upgrade stuff and upload stuff, that's not a problem. You want to have this location where your customers are so they have fast service. So my customers are mostly going to be in the US. I'm actually going to go with the West Coast. I think a lot of your techies and stuff like that are on the West Coast with San Jose and things like that. So let's go with US. Actually, US Seattle. Washington State's actually growing really well now. Let's go with US Seattle. Let's say that is our best place for our customers in the United States. We're going to select that as a location. Select continue. So just to let you know right up front, I can earn commissions if you click on the links in the description. And this site that I am building is coming as part of me being an affiliate for Rocket.net. I'm able to build a site so I can show you how to build the site and also to advertise and possibly get commissions if people decide to go with Rocket.net. Alrighty, so we're going ahead and we're going to leave the install path alone. Name and administrator password we will leave alone. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave that as English. I am only going to do one site, so I don't need to enable the multi-site feature. If I enable WooCommerce, it's going to enable auto-install the latest version of WooCommerce while creating your site. So if you are building a site for WooCommerce, I would go ahead and do that. I am not doing that, so I'm going to leave that as is. Looks like our site has been built and we are in production mode. You can see here where you cannot click on this. As part of the process, we should take a look at the plugins. So let's go ahead and select plugins. So it looks like it comes automatically installed with 8 plugins. They have enabled WordPress Forms Lite, Opt-in Monster API, WP Mail SMTP, all-in-one SEO pack, coming soon page, Google Analytics for WordPress by Monster Insights. This search term is if you're looking to search your installed plugins, you search here. If you want to add a plugin, let's see if we can add a plugin here. So this is one I recommend. I mean, obviously choose whichever plugin you want, but this is the plugin that I use on my pages. So to install it, you click the plus button. And it's already enabled it for you. Now I like the classic editor. If you prefer a different editor, by all means, you can search for it and install it. but the classic editor no longer comes with WordPress automatically installed. They've taken that out. So here it is, classic editor 1.6 as of this time. We will install that. Next we will add Embed Plus for YouTube. I do like to embed YouTube videos into my site, as I have several YouTube channels and I use those to promote my business as well. This is one Embed Plus for YouTube 13.4.11. We'll install that. I like to have an image optimizer right here. I like to shorten the tail end of my links. So I want to install pretty links. Here we go. Each word here, pretty links. Here we go. 3.2.1 is what I'm running. So install. And the last one I'd recommend, Site Kit by Google. I'm going to disable it after I install it because this site is not going to go active, so I don't want to worry about that. So to simply deactivate it, we hit the X and that should disable it. There, it's been disabled. Perfect. All right, we've got the plugins that we want for our site. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the themes. You can see here it comes enabled with 2020. If that's not what you like, then we should probably go down here and take a look to see. And Black Light Grid is actually the one that I'm using on one of my other sites. So I'm going to go ahead just to show you how we add a theme. Actually, we can go ahead and enable. So I'm using Black Light Grid. So I'm going to activate it. And you can see that that automatically disabled the 2020 theme. Perfect. Next thing we can look at, just so you are aware of it, is they have manual and automated backups. So let's say we've made some progress, or when we make our progress today and we decide that we want to call it a day, we can go ahead and do a automated or a manual backup. Let's go ahead and look at the Advanced tab. You have the option here. So if you want to back up, if PHP 7.4 isn't supported by what you're running on your website and you want to back that up, you can. This allows, so the main WordPress core part of this whole system, if you want to auto update, you leave this green. If you want to auto update your themes, you can go ahead and change that. If you want to auto update plugins, you can click here and change that as well. That way, if you don't want to be bothered by that, you can always have it done automatically, so you're not behind. If you want to automate certain commands or scripts on your site, then all you need to do is set up these cron jobs. That is outside of the scope of this video. If you want to use SFTP to transfer files to the site, you set up your keys here, add and import. There again, that is outside of this scope of this video. We just want to get us up and running. So let's go ahead and go to WP Admin. Alrighty, so this is the back end of your website when you go to WP Admin. Okay, so I haven't used Opt-in Monster before, so I'm not going to use this at this time. I see they've also got a video you can watch to see how to set it up, but we will not do that here. So a lot of times when you add these plugins, they have their own default settings, so you're going to want to go through them and ensure that they are set up the way you like them. So let's go ahead and go to plugins. So here are all the plugins that we've got installed. And some of these plugins, if we're not going to use them, I recommend that you deactivate and uninstall them. That way your WordPress backend has less work to do, less clutter. Keep things as clean as you can. Add to any share buttons. You can see here we can go into settings. So currently it just has Facebook, Twitter, and email. So we can add and remove services. We click here. And now if we want, we can add things like Pinterest, LinkedIn, and of course you can see here there's a whole myriad of different buttons that you can add. Come down here and save changes. Go back to plugins. Hello Dolly plugin we are going to delete. There's no reason to have that in there. So let's go ahead and let's see what the website looks like. Now you notice that the tabs are still up here, so even though we are looking at the website, we can still make changes from here. So we named it. Remember, it asked us what we wanted it called. We called it web host in comparison. Now that my WordPress blog, we want to change that to reflect something about our brand. It's got the hello world. So this is a post, which we don't want to have up there, right? This is a sample page. So we come back here to dashboard, go to posts, and here is the hello world post. We don't want to keep that. If we want to add a post, we can simply come up here, click add new, or we can come over here and click add new. Put a title there. Also want to have a title here. And then if we want to publish it, we just click publish. And if we want to look at the page, we can hear where it says view post. And here it is, about web host in comparison. This website is all about blah, blah, blah. We've got our social media things there. Now, because we're the administrator, it's going to show this. If we weren't an administrator, if we were just a viewer of this, they would not see that. Now there's also a sample page. So let's go back to the dashboard. We go to pages. Here again, it's got a sample page. So let's go ahead and delete that. Privacy policy, that is something that you should put up there, especially if you're doing any type of business, to include any type of affiliate marketing. Let's go ahead and edit that. So you can see here it has a form of draft copy of a privacy policy page. So make sure that you have done your research and put something up there that is good for today's standards. I am going to go ahead and take my privacy policy page. I'm going to go to text format, insert it here. Now, of course, I have to change. So this is where you should put your domain name, and then, of course, replace. Now, if I would have been smarter, I would have done this in a text document before moving it over. I would have saved it to a text document. Then I could have found and replaced all of these. And then we want to publish our privacy policy page. We just go ahead and publish it here. If we look at the site, we'll see here now we have a privacy policy page. So there you have it. There's how you set up a website using Rocket.net. Dashboard. Okay, so you can see now it has changed. We have visitors. So for it at the moment, it's counting me. There is a way with Google Analytics and stuff like that. You can get it to exclude the IP address that you're working from, so those don't count as visits. You can see how much space we're using. You can see where it's set up, stuff like that here. Okay, so this is the overview. If you want to create a ticket, you would click the Create Ticket button. And then you fill in your, so this information is already locked. And then you would, is it a general inquiry? Is it support? Is it business related? Is it a high, low, or medium priority subject here? Here's text of your query. and any files that you want to add as evidence or to help them with the ticket. Remember, when submitting a ticket, more information is always better. So let's go back to dashboard. Oh, let's click sites now. So now, before we didn't have any sites and it said you don't have any sites, but now we do. So if we want to manage, we want to add more to the site, we click on the WordPress icon there, and it brings us to the WordPress manager. And here you can add more content. So just remember, when you've logged in and you're at your dashboard here, if you want to edit the site, add content, you go to the WordPress admin button here. If you want to actually manage the back end of the WordPress site, then you click the manage button there, and then that will bring you to overview here. Now when you're ready to go live, they're going to need to update your DNS to point to your Rocket URL, and you're ready to go. I don't have a domain name for this website, as this is just an example to let you to see how easy it is to set up a website on rocket.net. So let's go ahead and create a backup. So let's say that we've added content besides just the privacy page and the one post, and I want to back everything up. Create. Okay, so I just had to refresh the screen there because it was probably still processing in the background. So you can see here we have created a backup. It's 43 meg. The version number, it's got the date, it's a tar file. So the disk usage has increased a little slightly from doing the backup. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I also have a written review of rocket.net, and that will be in the description below as well. If you want to take a look at that, please do so.